Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Wendy's Weekly Recap. Right. Our week has been awesome. Our week has been great. It's been full of Gbos. It's been full of ups and downs. Excuse me. As I was saying, my week was filled with highs and lows. God spared my life this week. I escaped being seriously injured. My sister escaped being possible death self or permanent disability. But that story for another day. I'll probably talk about it in my vlog. This week has been full of Gbos. We're going to start with an argument that ensued sometime this week between life coach Solomon Buchi and a food blogger, writer, author, mother, and everything in between. Sisi Yemi, very popular. Both of them very well in their respective areas, their respective fields. So Solomon Buchi came out and said that women are the natural carers for children. Like when you start to have a family, it is important that at least that one parent is available to raise the children, and that he said that men can, not saying that, he said that men can be that parent that decides to stay home and care for the family, but that naturally it is the role and the duty of a woman because it comes natural to them. They are more nurturing and the rest of it. And under that post this man made, forgetting the caveat he put earlier when he said men can do this too, but it comes natural to women. So, this man is very controversial and people just like to, run along with things he say and make arguments. So there were different schools of thought under that comment section. There were the ones that did not read between the lines, the ones that just read like what they want, the catchphrases there, and ran with it. And the attacks started. So these people were like, you are just indirectly talking to your wife. Go home and talk to her with your full chest. Why would you say that it is always the woman? What do women do now? Why should a woman be the one to always drop the ball? Why should a woman be the one to always, abandon her career? After she had gone through childbirth, after she has changed her body, her physical looks have changed because she gave you children, she still has to be the one to make that ultimate sacrifice. People were like, don't tell me that BS. A man can care for the children, can nurture the children, take care of the children as much as a woman can. Women learn these things. And that was one school of thought. The second school of thought was, yes, he is absolutely correct that women are born nurturers. Women are born, they are created to take care of the home. Women are created to nurture these children, to raise children in love, with care, with everything. They are the ones that are more sensitive, more intuitive to notice some things that are going wrong and nip it in the bud. That was another school of thought. So he came back and said, please, you guys should read between the lines. I have not said anything that should warrant this whole dragging, and the ones that were being insultive were being insultive. But me now, using the Bible as a standard, right? Because the Bible is complete. You look in the beginning, in Genesis, right from time of creation, when Adam and Eve disobeyed God by eating from the forbidden fruits, right? Jesus Christ, in punishment for that disobedience, he gave each and every one of them that played a role in that disobedience their own punishment. The serpent was to crawl on its belly all the days of its life. And we know what crawling on your belly, how difficult, how strenuous, how much more effort you have to put in to move by crawling. That's for the serpent. Then he came to the woman and said, you will suffer in pains to bear children. You would yearn for a man, you would yearn for a husband, right? So childbirth and the responsibility, the pain, the sacrifice, the giving up things, your body changes, everything changes about you. That was the woman, that was what he gave as punishment to Eve. He did not say you may, or if Adam contributes, if Adam is supportive, if Adam feels your pain and supports you so much, then the pain from childbearing would be distributed between the two of you. No, he gave it wholly to the woman. He said, you will suffer, you would be in pain, so much pain, almost unbearable amounts of pain, to bring children to earth, to bring children, to raise them, to bring them forth. And then for the man, he said, you will sweat, you will toil the ground to provide, to bring home crops, to bring home food. That is provision. So it is natural that the woman is the nurturer. It is natural that the woman is the homemaker. This is not saying that there are no men that are better nurturers than women. No, this is not saying that. This is not saying that there are no men that are more domesticated, more in tune, more grounded than women. No. But the ground rule, the vast majority, who are the percentage? What is the percentage of a man being a good homemaker, being a good cook, being detailed, being patient? A man may be every other thing, but is he patient enough to understand that a child is just being a child most of the time? Is he patient enough to see through things? No. That's why he distributed every role accordingly. So this man will suffer to provide. A man's natural responsibility first is provision. That is why when you take away provision from a man, he feels miserable. He feels like he's worthless. He has no more work to do here on earth. Right? It comes natural to them. They are stronger, they are more hardworking, and it is only normal for you to allow that man in the family do his natural, be in his natural environment, which is providing. Let him go while you remain in your natural environment, which is nurturing and homemaking. I don't see where the argument is. I don't see what the whole bad blood, the whole name calling, the whole dragging is all about. When he didn't say anything, he started with, not that there are no men that can do it. No, a ball has to be dropped. It is better, it is easier that the man do these things. But so that is just the two schools of thought that was, all over, dragging, saying all sorts of things. And while some people were very diplomatic and reasonable in their arguments, even though they were against his point, some other people were, the other way around. So guys, what do you think about this argument? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section. First, Gbos of the week, Kotsi, Solomon Buchi, and Sisi. There's some bad news in the world of sports this week. Unfortunately, two major icons, two sporting legends, passed tragically this week. The first was Diogo Jota, a Liverpool player from Portugal that was involved in a ghastly motor accident in his car, in his I think it was in his Ferrari, and the tire got overheated and the car caught up in flames due to the overheating of the tire. Sadly, he passed alongside his brother. God, I don't know how a parent, as a mother, how anybody can handle such a loss, not just of one child, but of two of your children. It's really, really hurtful. It's really painful. And the simple fact that I have a son that adores, that knows him personally, to tell him, watches him, he's a Liverpool supporter. He always picks him when he's selecting players for his game. When he's selecting his lineup in his PS, he always starts with Diogo Jota, and that's how close it hits home to me. When I heard the news, I shouted because it was my son that came to my mind the first time, knowing how much he loves everybody from Liverpool. Yeah, it's just very sad. It's very unfortunate. Tributes have been pouring in. People have been going to the crash site, with flowers, with all sorts of cute things, to just pour their last respects. His brother was also a professional footballer playing with a Portugal football club, and that's just how their own ended. Though they were not over speeding or anything, it was just an unfortunate disaster. Their car caught up in flames and they were not able to escape it. What I went through this week just brought everything into perspective. Sometimes you see that people are in seemingly difficult situations that you think they didn't do well enough, they didn't put in enough effort to come out of such situations, especially when they are being trapped in a burning building or in a collapsing building or in a vehicle that is somersaulting or anything. You just feel like, these people are lazy. Why didn't they try? This is is a life or death situation, they should have just put in more effort to see if they could break free. No, when something happens like this, when things want to happen, you are not being warned about it. You don't see it coming. There's no time. You don't have 10 seconds to even react. You don't have any time to even process it. Talk more of how you're going to, bring yourself out, save yourself from that situation. Nobody wants to die that way. Nobody wants to die in such a painful manner. So I'm very sure that he tried his hardest. His brother also tried his hardest, but sadly, he passed. May his soul and his soul of his brother rest in peace. Amen. Peter Rufai also passed in the early hours of this Thursday morning. He was sick anyway. He was sick for some time, and even though there is no better way to die, there's no better, like, death always is a tragedy that nobody wants to experience. But I would say this one even had time to prepare himself, prepare his family. Was not taken unawares. He wasn't taken so by surprise. He was sick for some time, and he finally succumbed to the sickness. And to think that, you know these two of them are great legends. It's not like one was more popular and the other one was very mediocre. No, they were legends in his own right. Peter Rufai was nicknamed Mayana for his acrobatic skills. He was all over the place. He did really, really well in the peak of his career for the Super Eagles. And I forgot to mention that Diogo Jota just got married how many days ago? He just got married at the last week in June. Just got married to his wife, leaving a young widow and three very young children. The thing just get as it be. But then it is what it is. That's how life is. It's a marketplace, right? Like people say, when you leave, when you're done shopping, you go, and that's like the end of your chapter. Sadly, these ones have lived their lives. They've made their marks. It is now left for us, the rest of us that are still living, to know how we can, live better lives and, make an impact even while we are present here and after we leave. I don't know if you get that. So yes, that's the second story. It's such a sad story, but yes, that's the second recap from the week. The third story that I'll be talking about will be update on Senator Natasha's Akpoti's case, right? So she was arraigned before a judge and was ordered to pay the sum of 5 million naira for contempt. So when I saw the figure, I was like, oh, okay, that's small money. She will easily cough it out, because if there's a kind of fee you would slam on somebody, you just know that the person will just know that, oh yeah, Kuku kill me now, because you and I know that there's no way in the world that person can afford such a fee. But 5 million naira fine for contempt, that not for the allegation, on the false allegation according to Senate President, not that was not why she was. Justice Binta of the Supreme Court delivered this judgment on Friday, and Senator Natasha guilty of contempt, and found her 5 million because of the posts, the embarrassing, the disregarding, the degrading post apology, that she made to our Senate President Akpabio on Facebook. So this is just like a deterrent, so that other senators that try to discipline would not, follow suit. This is just like a deterrent, so that it's not like they're encouraging other to make an apology, and it was like over her DEAD body. Will she do that? And she came out to make this mockery. It just made everything worse and more embarrassed, more humiliated, that this lady wasn't backing down. Remember that Senator Natasha had been through hell and high waters. They had tried everything they could. Politically, they went. What did they not do? They tried to get her unseated. They tried to put her out of the Senate by all means. They went to her representation where she's representing her Kogi Central. Because before you try to unseat a sitting senator, you needed a certain number of signatures. You needed your people that put you there to say, okay, we don't want you anymore. You cannot just, unseat a senator like that constitutionally. So these people, allegedly, Akpabio went and orchestrated people to sign petitions, people that were not, they first of all gathered some women and told them, okay, we're just bringing you for something else. And when the women found out that this is what it was, a pretentious gathering, like they deceived them, there was a deceitful gathering, They said, no, we can't do this. They left. They went in one room and gathered as many voters card, as many signatures as they could, just to make that petition fly. At the end of the day, it did not fly. There was nothing they did not do to her. Her normal yearly Ramadan, during the fast period that she reaches out, like an outreach that she does even before she gained this position, that she does for her people every year. It got to this time around, because they knew that people would turn up for her, because they knew that, sorry if you're hearing, it's raining heavily right so now. Because they knew that her people would turn up for her, and in the bid, it may become another agenda, and it may go from being just an outreach to being a political meeting. They barred her from holding that meeting. This woman landed like John Wick. She landed like James Bond in a helicopter. So while they went and made a barricade at the supposed she would go through, she used a helicopter. Almost, this one was just like a film from one thriller. She used a helicopter, and her helicopter landed. They marked the floor. They put something on the floor for where the helicopter would land, and it was like a heroic welcome. It just went to show that this lady is genuinely deeply loved, because she's not doing anything she's doing because she's in this position now. She has always remained consistent in who she is as a good person, and she did her thing and took off again. That thing there, that move really made me, it really busted my head, that period that this thing happened. So yes, so she's paid 5 million naira. And another good news now is that Judge Binta has ordered the Senate to reinstate her immediately. Now, this sounds like good news, but we know that when people are power drunk, they can do whatever. They can, bypass the law. They are the law. Same claim. She will be reinstated, and all her arrears, for the past 6 months that she's been suspended, will be paid. Now, the Senate sits for just 180 days or 181 days in a year. Now, she has missed out. Jesus Christ. Woo! She has missed out on more than half of that time. She has missed out on 6 months already. So her people are not getting the adequate representation that they deserve constitutionally. So she's been ordered to be reinstated to her position and all her privileges returned to her. I think that is good news. That's something that is justice, if you ask me. So let's pray and hope that this ruling is being carried out accordingly. We thank God that we have a system that still works, and all the allegations, this thing has been dropped. And let's just see how it goes. I'll keep you people updated. Next story will be in entertainment. A legendary singer, award-winning, multi-talented legend, Two-Face Idibia, also known as Subaba, was in a podcast sometime this week with Nedu and one other South African podcast anyways. And some questions were thrown about his personal life, and he went on to say, no comment. He didn't comment anything about his personal life. He made a statement that got people torn. Now, Tubaba went ahead to say that as a man, you are biologically made to not be satisfied by one woman.
Is it possible to be a loyal man to a woman?
Well, I've said this a couple of places before. I got into trouble for it, but I didn't care about that.
Fuck it, say it.
Man, no fit. I don't know. I know fit, but I will talk for my own self. I don't go talk about. But man, no, they built to just sexually
deal with one woman. A man is not built to be
heart
one woman.
And love. If you give you
calm down.
Heart, love, respect, and say, oh, this person is my person. It fit. But sexually, it did impossible.
The co-host was so uncomfortable with that. Like we shouldn't be encouraging. statements from a public figure like him, because they have the influence. They're able to influence other young minds from thinking that it is normal to crave other women even when you're in a committed relationship. Now, there were two schools of thoughts as usual. So there were the people that said, yes, it is not all men will cheat, all men will stray. We shouldn't deceive ourselves that it is impossible for a man to be loyal to just one person. Then the other school of thought said, no, your biology, your biology is also being wired by a brain. So it starts with the mind. If your mind is right, if you're disciplined, if you're an upright person, if you're morally upright, then there is no reason in the world that your penis will be deciding what to do for you. You're a grown-ass man, and you should be able to hold yourself accountable for your actions and not blame it on biology. So that was the other school of thought, which I genuinely am up for, right? I do not believe that all men are dogs. I do not believe that all men will cheat. Maybe sometime in life when they were young and naive and free and immature, no responsibilities, no commitments, maybe yes. But a full grown man with a family, with commitment, that has matured, that has experienced life, that has decided, okay, yes, I am done with that life. Now it is time for me to do right morally. How can you come out to defend such person by saying that that it is your private part that thinks for you? No, now that one doesn't make any sense. I do not for one believe that all men cheat. There are men that are upright morally. There are men that not because they don't get tempted, not because they don't have the urge or they don't see cuter, sexier women than their partners. You can't we all know that there will always be somebody cuter and somebody sexy and somebody hotter, right? But just that discipline in them, that no, I have come to the point in my life where I believe for a fact that this thing is spiritual. I have come to a point in my life that I believe that if I share my body fluids with more than one person, then this is me exposing myself. This is me trying sabotaging my destiny, and I will not do that. I won't. There are some other men that it is not also because they love you so much. It is just because there's also another set of people that would just feel like, no, I don't want to cheat because I don't want to expose myself. I respect my body so much that I don't want to expose myself to diseases that are out there. I want to protect myself. I want to protect my future. I don't feel like giving my body to every Janet, Bridget, and Tina out there, right? They respect themselves so much. They value their bodies. They value who they are morally, and that is just not. It doesn't just cut it for them. They will not, no matter how much they are tempted to. They will not. So, I for one, I believe in the fact that not all men now, because of the society we are in now, they've recycled these things. Now, even women are even of the opinion. Some women are already sold on that school of thought that I don't trust my husband 100%. I don't trust my boyfriend 100%. I know that men would always be men, and I would just think as far as he doesn't embarrass me, or as far as he respects me by doing it far, or as far as he still gives me the love and the respect that he has always done for me, the things he has always done for me, and then I wouldn't hold him to it because it is in his nature. Some women have already been sold on that school of thought, but not this woman, not this woman at all. So yeah, but then I would like to give it up for Tubaba because he has remained consistent in who he say he is. Like, some people see a moving red flag, a moving red banner, and they feel like they're the messiah that would go into his life and change him. Now, Natasha, his current girlfriend or wife, I don't even know their relationship status, has seen him say it in open. He has said it on national TV when he went on the Young, Famous and African series, where his wife sat next to him at the time, and he said it on the table, round table, with other adults, mature, intelligent people, and he said that you may be somewhere and your your penis will think another thing. You may want to do this, your penis will say no, do this other thing.
100%.
Or maybe he's somewhere.
Yeah.
His dick will just decide something.
No, he's mine, not his dick. It's not his own entity.
Okay, how do you look at it? He will fuck.
Even if he's married
But he
and he's
will not
committed.
even give a fuck about that person. He just wants
So
to
is
suck.
that us? Yeah, you're talking about January or you're talking about yourself? That's what
Is this what you believe or you're talking about Jimmy?
It's what I believe.
But is that you or is that belief?
His wife sitting right next to him. He has said that earlier. He has even sang about it. I like woman. I they straightforward. Oh. He has told you, Koro Koro, that this is who he is. And I like those kind of people. I like people that are honest and sincere. See me as who I am. Take me or leave me. Right? So, to whom it may concern, Natasha, tomorrow, when you come out to start crying, do not come and say he changed, or do not come and say he did not work, he is irresponsible. He has shown you who he is. He has remained consistent in his irresponsibility. Somebody that had 5 children with before getting married. And it's not like he did not have a steady girlfriend. His girlfriend, which we ended up marrying, Annie, was in his life, fixed, not on and off, consistently. While he went about having children by different women. What did she expect? He made mention about what I suggest, what I think, or many people think as well, was the reason for the breakdown of the marriage. That things that were tolerable before suddenly became intolerable to some people. He wasn't pointing fingers. He didn't say to him or to his, estranged wife. So I feel like that was one of it. As a person, you may decide to take the BS for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years. But the day you wake up and say it's enough is enough, I begin to value myself. I begin to know that I deserve more. That's when your eye will open. Then I feel like that was what he was trying to say, but he wasn't saying it. Anyways, I wish him all the best. I wish they deserve each other. They deserve each other. He and Princess Natasha, they deserve each other. That's all I can say. And yeah. So my next story was my take on our first lady, Mrs. Oluremi. Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu came out the other day to give her support, to lend help to Benue State in crisis, and she gave them the sum of 1 billion naira, and it was given as her last contribution. She said this will be her last donation for this cause to Benue State, and she gave them the 1 billion naira. I don't know if it's audio or for real. That money was given out as support, victim relief support to Benue State. And it got everybody thinking. People were talking, people were dragging her. People said, yes, in Jesus' name, it will really be your last support. You and your husband, we don't want you to support us again. It will be your last support because this calamity will befall all you people. It will be your last support because in 2027, our gears are up. We are going to take back our country. It will be your last support because this will happen to you and that will happen to you. Then, I remember in 2023, I just thank God for this day and age because the internet never forgets. Anything you spit out, you have a digital footprint. It is there. It is going to come back. They are going to use it against you in the court of law, whether online or an actual court. It will be used against you. I remember when she was campaigning, when the campaign was still going on before the elections in 2023. Dear Senator Remi Tinubu came out to humbly, when she was talking, she said, we are not rich. Oh, many people look at my husband and think he is rich. He is far from being rich. You see all the support he is garnering, all the benevolence of people towards him. It is just payback for his good works. He doesn't have any money. Tinubu doesn't have any money. He's not as rich as people think he is. So I am just a poor vegetable farmer. I am not even farming yam. I am not even farming crops. I even went on to asked Shetima's wife, that was his running mate's wife. Ask Shetima's wife if I did not beg her for ordinary 2 million naira. if I did not ask her to please borrow me ordinary 2 million naira. Please ask her. She is a living witness. She can testify to the fact that I called her. Please, Mrs. Shetima, baby, my friend, Oremi Atata. Please now, I need to support my husband as a supportive, virtuous woman, but I don't have the means. Can you please, from your good office, can you dip your hand in your pocket and just borrow me 2 million? Let me use to facilitate some things for this campaign for my husband, Asiwaju. Please, that is, I'm stranded, I'm desperate now. I don't have anywhere to turn to. Please, just give me 2 million. Okay. So that was what she told us. So I don't know now that people, she eventually did the 2 million naira magic and the 2 million naira magic worked and he's our president. I don't know why people are dragging her. People are asking what she does for a living apart from being the wife of a president. She is a serving senator. Number two, and you know, these senators, they live on, even after their tenure is over, they still have like allowances for life. So she may really be a virtuous woman. She doesn't wear any good clothes. She doesn't wear designer. She doesn't go fly, all those things, those lavish lifestyles. She doesn't do any. She's a farmer. She plants vegetables, right? So she saved all her salary. She saved all her, bonuses and everything. And there is no way you will not say you will save, religiously, that you won't be able to raise 1 billion now. How about people saving your own? So that's number one. She could have raised that money like that. Plus other small side hustles. Other small side hustles. People that she has, helped. People she has done favors for. They may want to return the favor now. They want to return the favor, especially now that she's the sitting first lady. Return the favor and they receive money. Nobody receive gifts past big man, oh. Hey, now big men they receive gift, oh. Well. So people have come and mama, I'm coming to visit you. I just gave my I put small thing in envelope. Please just accept it from my home. All those monies, when she gathers it, when she changes it, what is 1 billion? She will give them 1 billion. Now she can raise it 1 billion with her full chest. Yes. Secondly, if your husband gets a better job, now you're living in a flat somewhere, your husband gets a better job, an oil paying, good paying job. He goes from earning 200,000 a month. When you're managing your life, you're living small from hand to mouth. If it's not 8 o'clock, you won't on gen, right? You on the gen from 8 o'clock and you turn it off at maybe 11, 3 hours, baby. Then you go from that to suddenly your husband jams money. An old friend he stumbles upon at the bus stop gives him a heads up that they are recruiting in his company, an oil company. He goes because he's intelligent and he secures that job. They start paying him. He goes from earning 200,000 to earning 2 million. Levels go change now. Don't lie. I beg. Levels will change. So then her husband was a nobody. He was just an ex old time Lagos past governor self. When there was no money in politics. So he was nothing. Then suddenly he's now the president of Nigeria, of a giant of Africa. No, now levels have changed. Levels have changed. Her husband secured a better job. Duh. Husband secured a better job and it's showing. It is evident. It's only wicked men that their levels will change financially and their husbands and their wives and children will still be struggling with old clothes, old bags, old vacation places and the likes of it and the rest of it. Our dear president is a benevolent young man, old man. And she said that her husband is very generous. So he earns his money as a president and gives her. She says it's the last 1 billion she will donate to Benue State. That the first time she visited Benue was on tourism, and Benue State was so big. It was, she's a farmer now, and they are the food basket of the nation. So she went there on tourism, and she learned how to, till the soil. She learned how to farm vegetables and everything. That is the next kind of visit she wants to pay to Benue State. That's a good prayer if you ask me. That's a good wish. And I say amen to that. Please let the next time she visits Benue State be for good news. Let the next time she donates to Benue State be for a good cause, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. So for entertainment news now, Last week I posted the update on Speed Darlington's case, his wanted poster by NAPTIP over the statement he claimed, where he had intercourse with an underage child. So NAPTIP went ahead and posted out Speed Darlington as being wanted for 3 crimes: cyberbullying, cyber stalking, and having carnal knowledge of an underage, like RAPE, right? And we're waiting for, after they gave him the first invite, he said he wasn't available. They postponed it by 2 or 3 days, and he still didn't show up. They declared him wanted. Speed Darlington now has come out to say that he now will sue them for defamation, that they are inviting him up, and do they know how much his appearance that his appearance fee is 2.5 million. So he wants to be the first person that would be paid for being interrogated or being arrested in Nigeria. Wow, that's some history. Anyways, he has gone ahead to vacate the country. He has packed his baggages, his load, his property, whatever it is he has left, and he has gone back to where he came from, which is the United States. He made a post from the airport when he touched down in the airport in the US, and also made a post on his Instagram, his official Instagram page, stating that what evidence does NAPTIP have to declare him wanted, that irresponsible talk is not a crime, right? So even though irresponsible talk is not a crime, but for somebody, like I said in the previous video, of that standing, his integrity, what he has to lose as a person, as a brand that he claimed he is, he should have just answered the call, the invitation, honor the invitation, go to their office and clear his name. Irresponsible talk is actually really not a crime. But if he had gone ahead to present himself as, yes, okay, I am clean, what do you have on me? You have nothing on me, then the authority, the agency, will let him go. But he has made himself look more guilty by absconding, running away out of the country, and has threatened to sue the National Agency for Trafficking of People in Person, NAPTIP. He has gone ahead to say if they don't bring down those posters they have of him, that he will sue them for defamation of character. Now, he went also ahead to say that people in the north have many times come out to openly get married to very underage. Speed Darlington's claim is that why haven't they gone after all the northerners, all the rich men in the north that take young children as brides, right? Why are they coming after him for alleging, for just making careless talks, according to him, of sleeping with a 15-year-old? He claimed it is not a crime, and that he did not, it was just careless talk for his brand, PR for his brand. He's a one-man mopo, he does everything himself, and he made that talk to trend, according to him. But I would have, for once, gone to clear my name, because you don't know where it will lead you. Okay, now he has gone to the US, and we know how strongly the US frowns at anything that has to do with child endangerment or child molestation. He's in such a society, he doesn't know of something that they can revoke his rights, his residency, or even his citizenship. If he's a citizen there, his citizenship can be revoked on such grounds if he's found guilty, and he's in such a society and making such remarks. Well, anyways, I don't know, that's just the update on the case. Speed Darlington has absconded, he has gone back to base, and he has stated emphatically that he's not going to show up, and that he will go ahead to sue the agency if they don't take down his posts as being wanted for cyber stalking, cyber bullying, and RAP. This week's series by sharing the, I don't know what to say, if to call it good news or bad news, on Puff Daddy Sean Combs' verdict, his court verdict. Now, he has been arrested and detained. He has been in federal prison since September 2024, and his trial started over a span of 7 weeks, and horrendous court case, stacked up against him, and it was looking like he was damned already from the onset, because there was a lot of footage, witnesses, like real victims. His ex-girlfriend, Cassie, the popular one, and another ex-girlfriend came out, to recant their own statements, their own, from their own lenses, what they experienced in his hands at those parties. And it was like everything was just stacking up. I remember telling my sisters when I saw a video of his legal team and their portfolio, read through their portfolio, like this guy came prepared. You can be let loose if your team is able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you did not commit a crime that they caught you committing. So when I saw they call his lawyer, his team of lawyers, they were nicknamed the Dream Team. For people to nickname your lawyers, to tag them by the name the Dream Team, these people have gone ahead to win cases against government. They have won cases that were already condemned, presented, were already, as it were, condemned by the stacking mountain of evidence against them for those cases. But they went many known cases, many trending cases, many cases that made headlines over the years. And these people, this is team of lawyers, the Dream Team, went ahead individually to win cases, like mind-blowing cases. So when I saw that it was those people that were representing him, he handpicked them. Like, they did not come cheap. That's for sure. That is for free. They did not come cheap at all. I was like, this man may walk away. Even if he doesn't walk away, he won't go under the way America wanted this man to go under. He will not. Seeing that Dream Team, and I remember making this, having this conversation with my sisters, and they said no, the evidence against him is so damning. Talking about how he was dragging Cassie on the hallway, in the hotel hallway, how the hotel surveillance captured that footage of him, being physically violent with her. That one is damning already. But then you forget that in law, if you forgive an offense, if you forgive a crime, and you decide to continue the relationship with that person, all other charges will be dropped. The only one that you can hold against the person for, you can use as a case against the person, is if after a very last offense of assault against you, you call it quits, you end the relationship, and you prosecute, you press charges. She didn't press charges, she didn't report him, and she went on. That was in 2016. So forgetting that in law, whatever offense you forgive and continue the relationship, you continue the marriage or the business or the transaction, whatever it is, the situation is, with the so-called abuser, with the so-called person that you're fearful for, it doesn't count anymore. That one will be swept under the carpet until you decide to set yourself free after the last attack, after the last harassment or violent behavior towards you, and you go and press charges. She didn't do any of that. That attack in the hallway happened in 2016. She continued the relationship another 2 years. They ended it in 2018. So how will you now come to give damning evidence against him that he's a violent person? And his lawyer went ahead to say, okay, yes, he can be violent in some situations when he's in certain relationships, but those other charges are things he did not do. Now, what are the charges? Sex trafficking. They accuse him of threatening the women in the videos to have sex with them, with all sorts of things, all sorts of instruments, and they claim that he, pleasured himself while he watched them do those things while he watched other people do those things to the women. But forgetting that these women were consenting adults, you were willing participants. See, like, how hard is that? My sisters and I, we argued this thing, and I told them no, they were not. They were in a state of clear mind. They were not under any kind of influence. They were not under any influence, any maybe alcohol or drugs or any medication when they did those acts. You are not coerced. You're an adult. You're not below the age of consent. So how can you charge a person for doing? It's just like I come now and I tell people, I tell 20-something-year-olds, I tell 30-something-year-olds, all right, follow me, come here, come, let's go and rob this bank. Let's go, come now, we'll get a lot of money. We'll get a lot of money. It will be fun. If we succeed, we would use the money to make our lives the way we've always wanted. All this suffering, standing in the rain to go to work every morning, will end. Let's go. And they give it a thought. Okay, you're making sense. So you're really making a lot of sense. Okay, if we go in and everything comes out clean, then you go. You follow that person. You follow me. We go into the bank, we rob the bank, and we get caught. And then, even if it was recorded where I was telling you people to come now, even if somebody caught me on record saying, come, let's go, it will be fun, it will succeed, I have my plans already, you will have fun, I will have fun, everybody will be happy. In court, it doesn't hold. It's not admissible in court because you were not held at gunpoint. You were in your full state of mind, like full sanity. Sorry. You had your senses with you. You were not underage. I wasn't talking to 17 or 16 or 15 or 14 or 10-year-old. I was talking to 20 something and 30 something year olds. Come on, how do you think you will all dance it to the tune by yourselves? I just felt very, very embarrassed when the girl came to court and, began to recount everything that she went through, even though those things were very saddening, very horrendous, very jaw-dropping testimony that she gave. But girl, you continued in that relationship now. You continued. Like, how did you do that to yourself? How did you do that to yourself? See, people, if you're in an uncomfortable situation, the time to speak out is that time. Immediately you become uncomfortable, you speak out. You don't go and empower your abuser more by continuing in a relationship. Then some years down the line, when he doesn't do your bidding, you now come and say, I'm breaking it off with you. Then I want to go and lay complaints against you for the time 2 years ago. It's just like tomorrow now. I do something and my husband slaps me. Boah, he gives me a punch. Boo. And he begs me with gifts, and I forgive him because you were his girlfriend. You were a trophy girl. You were living lavishly. You were living the life that a lot of, the life in quotes, that a lot of people, you were a person of influence. I influenced other young people too to do things that they're not necessarily proud of, just to live a social media worthy life. So what if those people come now and sue you for deceiving them? That is just the only person you have to hold accountable is yourself. Is yourself, young ladies. Know that whatever decisions you make today would have a ripple effect on you in future. You do not know where you're going to end up. You do not know where you're going to meet people. You do not know what your convictions will be in the nearest future. So would you want to just jeopardize that for temporary gains, for just trending to look fly, and those things go out of fashion, go out of season, you fall out of love, you fall out of favor with the person, and then you feel like because you've fallen out of favor with him, then years down the line, because trust me, if she won with this, I'm sure the prosecutors would have giving out like a monetary, baited out as a bait for people that were victims. All of you come out and give your evidence to condemn this person. When you give your evidence, we will represent you for you to sue him, and you will be rewarded handsomely monetarily. And then you come out to embarrass yourself like that for something that you did voluntarily, for something that you consented to. So let us not be slaves to our desires, to our immediate needs, to wants, to things that do not even hold up anything in the actual sense of things. Let us not subject ourselves to be as slaves, subject our bodies, our morals, our consciences for just temporal gains. Work hard, ladies, work hard. This guy is going to, even if he's going to spend any time, it's just a slap on the wrist. I feel like his lawyers, even with the 10 years, he was found guilty or just to that every action, every consequences, there's every action has its consequences. It has its day. You meet your day in court and you handle it like a big girl. Like, after all, you were doing those things as big girls. You handle it, you wear a big girl pants from it. So he's going to come out with just a slap on the wrist. His lawyers, after reading this thing, the maximum is 10 years. He can come out with just a fine. He can walk away freely. His lawyers are pushing for no sentence, no jail time at all. And with this team of lawyers, trust me, he would walk away a free man. And more parties will be organized in no distant future to celebrate his freedom, to celebrate the victory. Because even if he doesn't, what they're pushing for, he doesn't get it. Maybe he spent 4 years or 5 years or even the full 10 years in jail. It is just a slap. It's a win for him, in my opinion. It's a win, because other charges, if he was found guilty of them, was going to earn him life. He was supposed to spend the rest of his life in prison. But yes, that's just what we're going to end this week with. This is the story of Sean Combs, popularly known as PDD. Every step I take. So yeah, I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, please give this video a massive thumbs up. Leave a comment, share this video, and just share your opinions with me. You disagree, you agree, respectfully share your opinions in the comment section, and I'll see you again next week. For now, mwah.